Welcome back. Glad to see you again. Thought today we'd do just a happy little picture this deep in the woods. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, I'm going to ask them to graphically run the colors through so you can see all the colors that we use and that I have on my palette today. And while they're doing that, I think we'll get started. I'm going to take off here today with a little bit of the phthalo blue, using the large brush, and really work this color into the bristles. Just beat it into the bristles. And let's just make a happy little sky real quick. Most of this sky, I think, will probably disappear, so we'll just put a very simple, basic little sky up here and go from there and see what happens. Work this paint back and forth, making little crisscross patterns. There we go. Just a nice, quick, gentle little sky. Now, without cleaning the brush, I think I'll just go right into some Van Dyke brown. A little bit of burnt umber, just mix it on the brush, and some sap green. Maybe a tiny little bit of Prussian blue. Just very dark, nice colors. And let's just go right in here and begin dropping in some happy little trees and bushes, and let's just see what happens. Just let them flow off your brush. Look at there already. Already we got all those good things happening. Maybe there's a big one over here. Just drop them in. Okay, a little brown, sap green, touch of blue. Maybe there's a large one over here too. We'll just sort of close this one in. Push, you need to bend these bristles. There we go. This is one reason you need a very, very strong easel. And if you've noticed the easel that I'm using here, it's made from a platform ladder that you can pick up at most any hardware store. Or you can use any type of ladder. But it makes a very, very strong, dependable easel. Okay. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the Van Dyke brown and just lay a little right in here and pop upward, just to put some dark color back in there. All we're doing is touching, pop up. Just like so. Just here and there. And now I'm going to take the fan brush. We'll load some brown and some umber mixed together here. There we are. And we'll just put a few little indications of some trunks back in here. Just some little background trees. Maybe some little indications here and there. There. Oops, there's one that's nice and crooked. Hate for them all to be straight. Maybe a fisherman kicked that one when he was just a little baby and he's got a little crook in him. There we go. Just here and there. Drop in a few of these little trunks. All right. Now we can take the 1-inch brush, add a little bit of magic white to it, and let's begin highlighting these. And I'll use a little bit of cad yellow. A little touch more of the magic white. Cad yellow and some sap green. Yellow and green mixed together. Mix it on the brush so you have a multitude of colors happening in the brush. Okay, now we can begin highlighting some of these. Just touch, let all those little leaves just come right off your brush. There. Okay, maybe a little on this little tree. And now I'm beginning to add just a tiny, tiny bit of ochre to it, yellow ochre, just to change the color a little bit. And at home you can do these in any color that you like, any color. It's really the technique that we're trying to teach here. These colors stand out very well on television, so we use colors that are quite bright, but you can use very subdued, quiet colors at home. Whatever makes you happy, because this is your world. Add a little touch of permanent red to it now, just to change the flavor. There we go. Okay, let's get a clean brush. A little bit more of the yellow and the sap green. Once again, mix it on the brush. And we'll go right in here and, oh, look at there. nice little bush happening right there. All kinds of little things going on in the background. There we go. Now, I want to take this brown that I put on here, I want to take the large brush, grab a hold of it, and begin pulling down. And sort of let these little paintings just happen. And you noticed another thing here, we've put no color into the water. All we're going to use for color in the water is what we pull down. You don't have to go to a lot of trouble and put color in here. All you do is pull it down, just wipe across to give it a nice watery sheen. And it looks like water without doing a thing. Okay, let's take a little touch more of the Van Dyke brown, and this is mixed with a little bit of the ochre, and begin forming some little banks back in here. There. Just let these little banks happen. Now I'll take a little brown and white and the least little touch of blue in it. There we go. Maybe a touch more of the umber. Oh yeah, there. Now, lay a little highlight on here. Just a little, let it break. And a little touch over in here. There. Now, let's use the fan brush a little bit today. I'll use a little bit of the yellow and green that's laying down here, and we'll begin popping in all kind of little grassy areas. Just let them run right on back into the deep woods here. Very soft, very quiet. There we go. Look at the depth in there already. And we really haven't done anything. We didn't paint any water. It just happened. We really haven't done a great deal. There. Okay, now I'm going to grab the bottom of these to clean them up and also to create reflections. Just pull across. And when you pull this across, try to keep these lines as straight as possible. This way. Don't want your water to run out of the pitcher. Now, a little bit of magic white, a little touch of brown into it to dull it. And we can begin adding some water lines in here. All kind of little things happening. We just sort of let this little body of water wander around in the distance. We don't know where it's going back here. We really don't care. Just letting it have fun. There. Okay, let's take a little more of the white, magic white, a little yellow ochre, maybe a little touch of the permanent red into it. And let's put some highlights on this little tree. Ooh, those pretty. There we go. Just let them run right out of your brush. They hide in there. Sometimes you have to just push them out. But they're in there. Okay. Now, let's take a little more of the brown and ochre mixed together. Van Dyke brown and burnt umber. And begin making some more land masses right out through here. And maybe there's another one over here. I know. Just had an idea here. We'll do that one like that. And we'll make a nice little bank right here. I need a little place so I can go out here and set and fish and catch that big old bass that lives out here. There. Now we can add a little bit of highlight to that. Just right along the top here. So I want to make this look high. Then, strokes are very important. The angle of the strokes here. There we go. Knew you could do it. Now, a little bit of highlight on this over in here. Like so. And with a large brush, once again, we'll grab this and pull down. Straight down. And then just gently come across. Same thing over here. Just pull down. Okay, now, I'm going to firm this one up a little bit. He got a little weak on the end, so we'll just firm him up. A little touch of highlight on him. Let a little light play through there and strike him. Little water line. There we go. Now, you can right there. Just bring it right on down. There. A little bit of highlight. Like so. Large brush, pull down, just to create the illusion of water. In painting you work with a great deal of illusions. There. A little bit of the magic white, make us a water line. There we go. Now we'll take the fan brush, a little bit of yellow and ochre. Looks like there's a little permanent red in there. Just whatever happens to be laying around your palette. There we go. These pictures are designed as guides for you. With the ideas that we give you here, we hope that you'll just go absolutely wild with this and paint your own masterpieces. Put your own dreams on canvas. Because painting should make you happy. Okay, let's take a little touch of the magic white, a little bit of yellow, and let's put a happy little bush that lives right here. There he is. Okay, and we just sort of bring this together back here. I want a little darker paint in there so it looks like it's going back into the woods. Okay, now, let's see what we're going to do over here on this other side. Maybe there's another little projection that comes right out here like this. Who knows? It's your world. You create your own visions here. And we need something for it to sit on. So there we are. What I did there was just picked up a little bit of the magic white. So I can put just a very small amount of highlight into that. Don't want a lot, just a tiny bit. Okay, now we'll take the large brush, grab the bottom of it again, and pull down. Always need these reflections. Then come across. And let's put some little water lines underneath these. There we go. Now maybe out here on this little peninsula that we built, maybe there's an old tree lives out here. If you're going out here to fish, you need a nice tree to sit underneath. Keep the sun off your head. So we'll just run an old tree right up through here. Let's give him a other side here. There. Trees need two sides. Now we'll take just a tiny bit of the permanent red mixed with some umber, and let's put some highlight on here. Just touch, and pull the knife up. There we go. A little bit up in here, like so. And let's put a happy little limb out here. Maybe that limb goes out like that. there, and drops back into the painting. Who knows? Just drops right back in. There. A little bit of highlight on the limb. Okay. Now, a little bit of reflected light on the other side. I'm just going to use a little Prussian blue, just to create the illusion of a little reflected light. Like so. There. Now, when that one dries, you'll be able to feel the bark on him. Okay. Now, I need a lot of little limbs, and we don't have much time. So let me just shoot some in here. There we go. Just drop them in. There. Just put them in. Maybe there's a little one that comes right out here and lives right out through there. Now, when you're doing this at home, use a liner brush with a little bit of thin oil. And let's try something a little different today. Maybe we'll put highlights or leaves on here just using the palette knife. And then we'll take a little bit of sap green mixed with some ochre. Just mix it till it's marbly. There. A little bit of paint on the knife, and we're just barely going to let it touch the canvas. Just barely touch. Then we can drop some little brighter highlights on there so they stand out a little. Barely let it touch. Just about touching the canvas with it. Maybe there's some right up in here. Okay. Now, let's bring some more stuff right down through here. Like that. Van Dyke brown again, a little bit of burnt umber in it. And with a large brush, once again, we'll create a little reflection there. Come straight across. Now then, let's take our fan brush with a little bit of the sap green, yellow, little touch of permanent red here and there. Mix them all up together. Let's put some little grassy areas coming down through here. Now your color is going to begin picking up the brown underneath. It makes all kind of pretty little things happen. Just let it happen. Don't fight it. Maybe we'll take a little touch of highlight, just lay in here. And then we'll run grass around that highlight. I want to keep this part quite dark. Don't want it to get too bright on us. Something like so. Okay. We'll take the knife, make us a happy little water line, just flows along here. And all we're really looking for here is a light area to separate the water from the land. Just to create a separation in here. A few little sticks here and there. And that tree was so much fun, I want to do another one. Maybe right here. Maybe there's a big tree. Just let him fall right off your knife. Great big tree. There we go. A little bit of the permanent red mixed with a little burnt umber. And we can drop some happy little highlights on this tree. Like so. And we need some limbs on him. So we'll stick one right about here. Let him go right on off the canvas somewhere. And maybe there's another one over here. Just like that. A little bit of highlight on him. There we go. There we go. A little bit of blue for the refracted light. There. Just a little, just a little. Now, back into the brown and just begin dulling it, working it together. Okay. Yeah, maybe here we'll make some brighter colored leaves on this one. Use some permanent red. And just indication that there's some leaves up in here. There. How's that? And maybe there's a little limb that comes right down through here. Just let these little limbs wander everywhere. They're really pretty. Maybe over in here. Okay. A little bit more of our color. Barely touch the canvas. Barely touch the canvas. Maybe a little bit of bright yellow here. Just to highlight, just a touch. There we go. Okay. Let's go right over here. And maybe we'll put just a small little one right here in the foreground. It's just sort of wandering around, having a good time. Just a little tiny one. A little bit of highlight on him. There. And we'll put a couple of limbs on him. Just here and there. A few of them will show. Okay. That gives us some instant limbs. This time I'll use the brush. I'm going to take a little bit of the greenish color here. Let's see. Yellow with a little bit of sap green in it. A lot of paint on the brush. And then all I'm going to do is just touch, just to make some very loose little leaves hanging around here. Tiny little leaves. Okay. Like so. Maybe something growing right down at the bottom. Okay, a few little sticks here and there. This painting's getting close to being done. And I think it was a lot of fun. If you were painting along with us at home, I hope you have a happy heart by now and you're really beginning to stand back and admire what you've done. And oh, it's just fantastic what can be done. All you need to do is practice a little bit and take the basic technique that we give you here and use it. One little thing that sometimes is fun. Maybe we'll put some little things out here in the water. I'll start with using a little bit of yellow and a little bit of ochre right underneath it, just like so. And some Van Dyke brown all the way under the bottom of it. Then with a nice clean fan brush, very gently, just going to lift up. Just lift up. There we go. Just lift it up. Let all these little things happen. Just some little things floating around in the water. And let's take a little more of the magic white. And just put a little water line underneath here. Like so. Just gives it a little something in the water to break it up a little. There. I think we're just about ready to call this one finished, so let me get a little bit of thin oil here, and we'll sign this one. And next week, we're going to be doing a black canvas. So you can pick up one at your local art store if you're preparing it yourself, paint it with a flat black acrylic, and allow it to dry. And next week, we'll do a fantastic picture. So until then, from all of us here, God bless and happy painting.